But I want to welcome our international correspondent, Keir Simmons, who joins us from Dubai. Keir, as the EU hits pause on the trade deal, what does all of that mean for the state of our relationship, as Peter just mentioned, with those, major allies we have come to count on?
Well, the Europeans are furious. They're resentful, and the impact of all of this will be felt for years to come. Now, you could argue that because of the long-standing alliance between the United States and Europe, that really the Europeans have got nowhere else to go. The Germans aren't going to do a deal with China that would potentially wipe out their automotive industry, for example. But the other issue, though, is the Europeans will be asking themselves the question whether you can trust what President Trump says. Because, for example, he said about Greenland, you can say yes, you can say no, but if you say no, we will remember. Well, what does that mean? And certainly the Europeans have threatened serious economic implications if President Trump continues to pursue getting Greenland, if you like, by force, whether it's kinetic force or diplomatic force. We had the opportunity just before President Trump's speech to speak to the foreign minister of Finland, and she talked about this economic bazooka that Europe says that it is prepared to wield, massive tariffs, sanctions against the United States, America's most important trading partner. Take a listen. There's obviously this talk about the kind of European bazooka, as it's being called, a massive economic response to President Trump. From what you're saying, Finland would be opposed to that or would be concerned about that. We
haven't chosen the route of tariffs. Last summer, we were able to strike a deal with the United States, a trade deal by which the European Union imposes zero tariffs on the US. And I think that should be the example for both sides of the Atlantic.
Now, we've seen the impact on the markets, and particularly the bond markets, to that threat of a trade war between Europe and America. That may have softened President Trump's position, but the Europeans have too much experience with the American president to think that that's how things will remain.
All right. Keir Simmons joining us live from Dubai. We appreciate it. Thanks so much, Keir.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.